Now, Jenny, would you please explain the circumstances of your death?
Yes. My mum never turned up to take me to ballet class, so I phoned my dad. But he never turned up either, so me and my friend Lisa caught the bus.
And how did this contribute to your death, Jenny?
Well, I was hungry, so I started eating some grapes that were left over from my lunch. And the bus went over a bump, and I choked.
And who gave you the grapes, Jenny?
My mum.
And who do you think is responsible for your death, Jenny?
My mum.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, she knows that I'm not too keen on fruit and things like that, but she keeps giving them to me.
In your lunch?
Yes, and she shouldn't have said that she would pick us up if she wasn't going to, because we would have sorted something else out and not been on the bus.
Do you think she was a good mother, Jenny?
Sometimes.
What do you mean by sometimes?
When she wasn't absent.
Go on.
Well, she was so busy with her church work and doing favours for people that she never had time for us.
She's trained her well. She'd never use a word like absent otherwise.
Yes, it seems she's very well prepared.
So, Jenny, would it be fair to say that your mother was uncaring?
Sometimes, yes.
Perhaps even neglectful?
Yes, that too.
And if only your mother had lived up to her obligations to you, both you and your father would be alive right now.
That's right. I'm very disappointed in her. I thought she loved us.
Thank you, Jenny. No further questions.
Smith, do you wish to cross-examine?
Yes, St. Peter. Now, Jenny, do you really believe that your mother didn't love you?
Well, she spent so much time with other people, helping them.
And why, if she didn't love you, did she waste her time making you some more eggs, when the ones she'd already were adequate?
Because that's the sort of thing she likes doing.
Making eggs?
Well, anything, as long as she's rushed off her feet and she can feel like she's important.
So you don't think your mum made you the eggs because she loved you?
Well, she didn't do all the favours for other people because she loved them, did she? She did them because she thought it made her important and...
And what?
And, well, good. She only said that morning that she was earning her place in heaven by helping people out.
But she helped you out a lot as well, didn't she?
But I'm her daughter. She's supposed to help me out.
But don't you think that's a rather selfish attitude, Jenny?
Objection! He's judging the witness again.
I'll allow it, as before. I'm sure the witness can handle the insult.
Oh, thank you, St. Peter. Right, so Jenny, do you think your attitude is rather selfish?
I don't know. All I know is that I died from choking on a grape that I didn't even want, and she knew I didn't want.
Do calm down, please, Jenny.
And now I'm being made to feel guilty because she slipped on some eggs that I didn't even drop on the floor. I didn't force her to make me the eggs.
No, Jenny.
And she never turned up to collect us from school. That's the most important thing.
And that was because she was dead, wasn't it?
Yes.
From slipping on the eggs she made for you.
The eggs I never forced her to make. She made them because she likes feeling important, I told you. She should have said no. It's her fault we're all dead.
No further questions, St. Peter.
You may leave the stand, Miss Pickering. Smith, would your client like to respond?
Yes, St. Peter, she would.
Take the stand again, please, May.
Now, May, you've heard what your daughter had to say about you?
Yes.
And do you agree with her?
Of course not.
Would you say that you loved your daughter?
Absolutely. I loved all my family.
And that is why you didn't make her eat the poached eggs?
Yes.
Because you wanted her to be happy.
Of course.
No further questions, St. Peter.
Jones?
May, what have you to say about your daughter's feelings that you spent too much time helping others?
Well, I did do a lot of charitable work, but it never got in the way of my duties as a mother.
And you did this charitable work because you are a good person.
Well, yes. I believe I am a good person.
So it's untrue what your daughter said about you simply wanting to feel important.
Yes, it is untrue.
But it is correct that you felt you were earning your place in heaven.
I never give it any thought.
But you did make a comment to your daughter on the morning of your death, saying as much.
I don't remember.
Well, I assure you that you did, Mrs. Pickering. Can you explain why you might say something like that if it wasn't true?
Perhaps I was making a joke.
Do you usually joke about such serious matters?
Well, no,
As
but...
a churchgoer, May, and a Christian, do you think it is acceptable to take the concept of heaven and hell so lightly?
I suppose not.
So
but
there must have been some truth in what you were saying then.
Absolutely not.
No further questions.
But I...
Mrs. Pickering, Jones has finished questioning you. You can leave the stand.
But I have...
Please don't answer me back in my own courtroom, Mrs. Pickering. I've been at this a long time. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I don't...
Mrs. Pickering! I warn you not to try my patience.
I can't believe this. How is this relevant?
Actually, it's all quite important that good deeds are carried out for the right reasons.
What are you saying?
Nothing yet. Now, let's see what happens next before we start drawing conclusions, shall we?
Now, are we finally ready to sum up this case? Or have you yet another witness, Jones?
Actually, St. Peter, I do have another witness.
You're joking. Who else can possibly be dead?
Search me.
I'd like to call David Pickering to the stand.
Him too. I can't believe it. This must be a wind-up.
I wish it was.
David, you are the son of May Pickering, are you not?
Yes.
And would you like to explain to the court, please, the circumstances of your death?
Okay. I came home from school and my mum wasn't there.
And was it unusual for the house to be empty?
Well, it didn't seem unusual at first, but when nobody came home, I thought it was strange.
And were you worried?
I don't know, really. I was more confused than anything. I thought they must have all gone somewhere without me.
So what did you do while you were in the house all alone?
Well, I played some video games for a bit and then watched telly.
And then what did you do?
Objection, St. Peter. Jones is going round the houses on this one.
Sustained. Get to the point, Jones. I'm sure we're all desperate to know how David met his end.
Quite. David, would you please tell the court?
Well, I got hungry and I went to cook some food.
And?
I burnt the house down.
You what?
Mrs. Pickering, I appreciate that you're shocked, but it hardly matters to you now.
What about the pet?
May, I've asked you once.
They're all dead too.
If we can get back to the line of questioning...
Sorry, Mum.
David, what did you decide to cook?
Chips.
And how did you cook them?
In the chip pan. I'd never used one before. I started playing video games again and I forgot all about them. The next thing I knew, I was here.
And who do you think is responsible for this, David?
If my mum had been there, I wouldn't have had to cook.
So you think this is your mother's fault?
Yes, I do.
But didn't your mother look after you well?
She didn't teach me to cook, did she?
Did you want her to?
Well, it was her job, wasn't it? To teach us how to get by in the world.
And she didn't do that?
Well, we didn't last very long without her, did we? So she couldn't have.
Thank you, David. No further questions.
Smith?
Of course. David, if your mother had been alive, would she have left you home alone, hungry?
No.
That's right, because she was a good mother. Will you remind us all of how she died again?
She slipped on a poached egg.
And, David, who was it that dropped those eggs?
It was me.
So it could be said that you were responsible for your mother's death.
I don't know how you worked that one out.
Well, if you had cleaned those eggs up, David, you would all still be alive now.
But I did go to clean them up, and she told me to leave them.
Are you sure?
Objection. I have everything documented here, St. Peter.
As do I. Sustained. Watch it, Smith.
Yes, St. Peter. David, were you disappointed that your mother didn't let you clean up the mess?
No, but...
So, could it be said that you were actually glad she didn't let you?
I was running late.
Did you want to clean up the eggs, David?
Well, no, obviously I didn't want to.
No further questions.
You may leave the stand. Will Mrs. Pickering be responding?
Yes, St. Peter. Nay, why didn't your son know how to cook chips?
He never had any interest in cooking for himself.
Oh, right. Why didn't you teach them?
Because I felt it was my duty as a mother to feed and clothe my children myself.
No further questions?
Smith?
But no further questions.